Nikon proves once again that it's the new KZ King, with another major update for the Z9 camera. This follows a recent, I think it's fair to say, transformative 2.0 update for the Z8, including some goodies from the Z9. Now in this 5.0 update for the Z9, we get some features that debuted in the Z8. Hi, Ray here. I'm a bit late to this news. Other obligations took precedence, but this is another big change for the Z9. And this after more than 2 years since its first release. I've had mine for 2 years this month. As I say, this is a big update and I won't examine every feature in detail. There's a lot that I probably won't use. But here's the thing. This is becoming a camera for all seasons. And I don't mean that it's probably the most weatherproofed of the Z line, though it is. But, well, I remember Matt Irwin saying in a chat a while back, after we'd had our Z9s for about 9 months, he'd maybe had his a month or two more, that the Z9 was a Swiss Army knife of a camera. I think that was just after Firmware 3.0, which in itself was amazing. Geez, now it's a multi-tool like no other. So in this Firmware 5.0, starting with still photography, the addition of some graphical improvements, as well as airplane capture. So, added and changed the following functions to auto capture in photo shooting menu. Date and time to start auto capture can now be configured in advance. This is an excellent improvement which allows you to set everything up ahead of time and schedule the process rather than having the auto capture essentially running, waiting to be triggered. Now, there's a sarcastic joke hiding there, but let's move on. Added DX 24:16 to image area options, added airplanes to subject detection type options, as we said. Auto capture is now available with camera's manual focus setting. The appearance and some item names in the settings display have been changed. The detection range available for advanced distance has been extended. Added a C15 high-speed frame capture and release mode option. This is welcome. I rarely need 20 frames a second, and this will be my go-to setting from now on, I'm thinking. Added frequency setting mode to high frequency flicker reduction in photo shooting menu. That allows frequency presets to be configured. Add rich tone portrait to set picture control. Added portrait impression balance to photo shooting menu. Added skin softening to photo shooting menu. So Nikon heard my request. I think I made it at least twice. Now I have noticed on occasion some artifacts with skin softening. A little white line kind of flickering in the top left corner and occasional flickering elsewhere. That may or may not be associated with the function. But these observations have been telegraphed to Nikon, well, not by telegraph admittedly. So I wonder, anyone else notice any issues like this? Added high ISO NR mode in photo shooting menu that allows to select a noise reduction processing mode. New image quality options. Available for high-speed frame capture plus shooting with image quality settings, image quality HSFC in photo shooting menu. Live view display zoom is now up to 400%. That's awesome. And the ProPhoto A10's continuous LED light can now be used as an AF assist illuminator for people with those lights. So that's some great additions right there. And in video, we get the same feature-flattering features and airplane tracking, the auto capture improvements, etc. I won't read them all out loud, even though I have a soothing voice. There's a whole lot of tweaks and improvements that are welcome. And really, they show how dedicated Nikon are to us Z system users. Here's another excellent addition. When AF area mode is set to 3D tracking and the human subject is large relative to the frame and multiplier detected near the tracking focus point, the camera will now assign priority for focusing to the eye closer to the point. That's great. And a few other bug fixes. As Nikon reminds, these updates take a while to process, approximately 6 minutes. So make sure you don't turn the camera off until the update is complete. If this is your first time doing a firmware update, the whole procedure is really quite straightforward if you follow the instructions. And I'll add a time-stamped link to the description that shows the procedure. Have fun with the new free toys. As with other major updates, I recommend printing off the supplemental reference guide. I print those off and put them in binders. Find them really handy, but I'm the kind of guy who likes reading those kinds of things. But the Z9 is a beautiful, powerful tool. Let me know in the comments how you're doing with yours. Is it new, or have you had yours for a while? And what do you think of the updates so far? Now, a bit of channel and personal news. I have a number of other products that I'll be highlighting in the weeks ahead for both photo and video production. I'll be publishing more chats, including further thoughts on the RED acquisition, responses to responses. I'll be taking my existing Z cameras on more local adventures, and depending on some personal changes that I won't go into, I may be compelled to take a longer trip, and maybe I'll invite you if you want to tag along. In somewhat related news, as my birthday approaches, I've been doing a sort of inventory, spring cleaning, sorting through detritus and unfinished projects. One of which is a book. A couple of books actually, but one I wrote, a long time ago, based on a bicycle ride to Alaska and back. One of the sponsors of that trek was Kodak, and parts of it were published over the years as magazine articles. But I've pulled the full manuscript from a folder buried in the cloud. I guess that would be floating in the cloud. Anyway, it's now in its third incarnation, I guess you might say, undergoing revision and editing. And of course, there's the photographs, some of which have never even been scanned from the original transparencies, some to be re-edited. So, as you might imagine, this is a monumental job, and it's possible, it's quite possible I might abandon it again, but it's now sort of a historical record of northern British Columbia, southern Yukon, and Alaska in a different era. And of course, this guy, who was a different guy then, who pedaled through this different time and landscape, loaded down with camping gear and cameras. We'll see how it goes. But that's likely to compete for some of the time that I spend here, unless I can afford to hire a crew. And I need to hire someone, actually, to update my website, which I no longer have the time to deal with by myself. So, if you want to help out, there's always the super thanks button below these videos, or the, it's now going to be called the book fund donation link in the description. Oh, and there's another anniversary coming up in April. I'll be looking back at my introduction to the world of the Nikon Z system. Well, that's all for now. I hope you found this useful. Please give it the old thumbs up if you found it useful. And if this is your first visit to the channel, we'd love to see you again. Please do consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next exciting development. In the meantime, take care. Cheers. We'll see you later.